As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight we march to the finish of Week 12 with a strong Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in a perfect 10-0.
And it's not just that they're winning, it's how they're winning. All phases of the game coming together for this team.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native. At quarterback, it's Baker Mayfield.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Baker going to throw this right away. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Mayfield now from the 50. Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a yard. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Mayfield to throw it. Touchdown! Jordan Addison, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
Well, he got touchdowns. I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 16 carries, 77 yards.
And when you measure numbers for the guys that carry the football, times do they ring the bell? How many times they get into the end zone? And now that he has 15 for the year, everyone gets to celebrate, starting with his offensive line.
Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop it. From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Fields. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up. Yeah,
when you do say 10-0, it can't.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Deontay Johnson. 60 yards. And the Bears are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. These two teams all tied after one. 2nd quarter now for Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Mattison, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings moving away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And now hang on here. Looks like we have an injured player. Yeah, Mark Andrews is in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here we go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Fields now to throw. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Here we go.
2nd and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. Now it's Fields. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. He's across midfield and all the way down to the 41-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
Fields throw into the hands of Andrews. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. One play action. Fields. And his throw here is incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
Here we go.
Fields on 1st down. Caught by Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even...
Oh, he sheds himself free. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Montgomery back to the ground. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Santos with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Throwing, Mayfield. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Throw to the right, held in by Addison. Oh, it's brought down, and remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. Ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again, and the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. On second down, Montgomery fighting his way through contact. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Here we go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Bears have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, you and I said in intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, the bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Mayfield down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
To about the 35, 2nd down. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. A short throw caught by Andrews. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. 93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Here's a 2nd and 5. From the 50, here's Fields. Again, it's Johnson. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Flush to his right. He finds his man Johnson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Bears add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First down, Mayfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. And that pick 6, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
Santos now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. He may go. Justin Jefferson, touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 75 yards. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Now 2nd and 5. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. Going up the gut, Montgomery, as he'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he is going to have the Bears first, and that should be the capper. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bears have 11-0 in their sights as they add on to their lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now Mayfield lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. Inside the 10, and that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. This has just really been a solid second half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead, and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top with that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
Now the point after try for Santos. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. From the gun, Mayfield.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.